Hi, I'm Jason Minchofer, Environmental Health Director at the Van Wert County Health Department in Van Wert, Ohio. I'm also the current chairman of the Wastewater Education Board of Directors. As a local health department official charged with regulating residential on-site sewage treatment systems, I know that knowledge of the best practices and latest technologies is very important when making decisions about sewage treatment, not only for development of new rural home sites, but also when replacing failed systems to eliminate sources of water pollution. Wastewater Education's online classes help to increase the knowledge base of regulators and industry professionals in a way that is sensitive to busy schedules and tight budgets. Wastewater education also serves to reach out and demonstrate to the general public the importance of adequate wastewater treatment by shining light on the often overlooked fact that treatment of our wastewater is directly linked to preservation of the supplies of safe, clean drinking water that we all rely upon every day. As a public health professional, I see a great deal of value in an organization that strives to teach the general public why adequate wastewater treatment is so important, while at the same time teaching regulators and industry professionals how to treat wastewater in a way that protects our valuable resources. That's why I am part of wastewater.
My name is Sam Lines, and I work for a company called Concrete Sealants. I'm a member of the board of directors of the Wastewater Education Association, and I've been a member of the board of directors since December of 2013. Several years prior to that, I taught a series of courses, 4 courses in all, for the Education Association. Taught them virtually, taught them online, and the courses were specifically tailored to the industry that I work in, which is precast concrete. And precast concrete, one of the products that we provide to the world is septic tanks and wastewater conveyance structures. So among these structures, we want to provide developed countries with the ability to treat their wastewater, and we provide the conveyance structures to do that in. And those structures are designed and engineered appropriately. Unfortunately, not all of the world has access to those types of systems. Not all the world has access to scientific technology and precast concrete and things like that. Not everybody can flush the toilet and know that what's going down that toilet is going someplace to be treated. Many people in the world don't even have a toilet to flush, so they don't have the access to clean sanitary systems that like we have in the developed countries, especially in the United States of America. One of the things that I like about this association is that the mission is that water is water, not waste. I do believe, and many people have said the same thing, that water, fresh drinking water that is our most limited resource in the world. Oftentimes we are worried about oil deposits and gas deposits and petroleums and things like that being such a limited resource, and sometimes we pay high prices for other commodities that seem to be limited resources, and they are limited resources, but water, fresh drinking water, really is a limited resource. Fresh drinking water is something that our bodies need to live on. We can't survive many days without access and an ability to take drinks. We take it for granted in the United States that we have access to water. We run our faucets, we get water, and we throw it on the ground. In an age where gasoline prices hit as much as $4 per gallon, we're even comfortable with paying $1 to $2 for a half a liter bottle of water because it has a name on it, because it's been filtered, whatever the case may be, because it gives us an easy access to that drink. But we don't understand, or we don't appreciate, I think, sometimes the luxury that we have in America to the access of fresh drinking water. With that access, there are parts of the United States of America that are experiencing severe drought. Lake Mead, for instance, Lake Mead is at very severe uh, lows because of the drought, and most of the Southwest gets their water from Lake Mead. The snow isn't melting in the mountains to provide the springtime runoff that fills Lake Mead. They're not getting the levels that they need to replenish it. And in combination with that, the surge in population in the Southwest has led to a faster drawdown of that water. So those combinations of things are leading to a scarcity mindset. In the Southwest, there actually are places where there are water bans. People can't water their lawns, people can't wash their cars. And it's interesting to note this is in an area where people have put lawns that grass doesn't actually grow. They had this mindset that they could leave the Midwest where grass and rain is plentiful, and they could make their way to the Southwest where it's desert and sand and tumbleweeds, and they could plant some Kentucky bluegrass and just expect it to grow. But it needs watered, and it needs watered on a daily basis. Well, wastewater management, can also include taking our resources and making the best use out of it. So, one of the things to be educated in is taking rainwater and reusing rainwater for other purposes, capturing that rainwater, holding it, and using it for things like watering the plants, watering your yard, or something like that. Not utilizing fresh water that would normally be used for drinking water. Maybe using gray water, having gray water tanks, teaching people that the water that you use for washing clothes or doing something else, maybe that water could be captured and filtered simply somewhere on your property and utilized in other means, such as watering your lawn or flowers, or even as simple as flushing your toilet. The company I work for, Concrete Sealants, we actually have an on-site wastewater treatment facility that our water goes through the treatment facility, and it does come back, and we use that same water that we have used as a waste water going out into the system. That water is used to flush our toilets. That gives us a better advantage of using the water more effectively. It also helps provide less discharge of the wastewater into the systems and into the to the leach fields that surround our facility. Our facility does not have access to a public sewer system. All people in the world, all people in every nation deserve access to fresh drinking water, and it would be nice if education was able to be spent or sent out to other countries, other parts of the world, so that they could be educated on the best practices for treating water and how important fresh drinking water is to their bodies. That's one of the things I like about the Wastewater Education Association. Well, through the virtual education, through the virtual training, not only can people attend classes who are local, maybe in the Midwest or even in the United States, but also people can attend these classes from anywhere in the world. As long as they have access to an internet connection, they can log on and they can learn something from the wastewater education training courses for a small fee, and sometimes even the classes are free. Many of the classes that the Wastewater Education Association holds are actually recorded, and those recordings are actually posted on the internet for others to view at a later time. All of these things make me excited to be part of the Wastewater Education Board of Directors, and I look forward to what the future holds. I don't think that we're going to eliminate the problem right away that water is the most limited resource. So the best way we can all handle our resource properly is to learn and be educated on how best to treat that resource, how best to handle that resource. We can also learn to reduce, reuse, and recycle. By following a few of these simple steps, each one of us can make a difference in the world and in the lives of others. That's actually one of my personal mission statements. And I went to a university, Indiana Wesleyan University, whose mission for their students is to become world changers. And providing access or providing knowledge to be able to teach people on how to access or provide fresh water to their families would be one way to become a world changer. So I encourage the people who are listening to this broadcast today to become involved or become familiar with the Wastewater Education Association. Take this opportunity to learn something about this organization. Take this opportunity to learn how you can get involved in this organization. This is a small organization on a tight budget that makes a large impact. And it's one thing that you can do to support us so that as an organization we can continue to deliver the courses and the materials to peoples all over the world to make a difference in their lives.